What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It is the only sports podcast. That's right, the only sports podcast. I'm Will. That's Casino over there. How we doing today, Casino?
Pretty good because I crushed my draft yesterday. Oh, yeah, you know about it.
Yeah, me and Casino, this is the first year in a while. We've been in a legit fantasy football
yeah.
League with...
At least, there's stuff on the line too, right? It's not just for fun.
Yeah. And of course, it's not money because we live in a state where that would be illegal.
No, it's stuff.
Yeah. So it's bragging rights.
Yeah.
It's grandma's apple pie recipe. A lot of things.
I don't want to give it away.
Yeah. But no, we had our draft yesterday. Actually, why don't we just say who our teams are? So you drafted 4th. I drafted 7th. And every year I feel like there's so many damn good wide receivers. And then there's like 3 running backs where if you don't get them, you just go, I don't know. I'll just draft, I guess, whoever is next. Like that's
kind of how it was for me.
Yeah. So I got mine up. So I got Jalen Hurts, my boy. He's on the Wheaties box right here. Which actually, this is the first year I've ever had him as my fantasy quarterback. Because usually because he runs and passes, he's always like one of the first ones gone. I never get him. But I got Jalen Hurts. I got
you're missing some players, it looks like, on your bench.
I don't understand that. I tried to add somebody from my bench and it wouldn't let me add him. So I gotta ask the commish about it. But I got Judkins from the Browns, Hubbard from the Panthers. Amon-Ra St. Brown was my 1st round pick. Justin Jefferson was my 2nd round pick. Trey McBride was my 3rd round pick. And then I got Ladd McConkey, Michael Pittman Jr., the kicker from Baltimore, the Philadelphia defense, Dobbins, the running back from Denver, Brooks, the running back from Carolina, Mark Andrews, Baker Mayfield, and the Detroit Lions defense. So that was my whole team. I don't understand. It looks like there should be another person on my bench, but it's just not letting me.
I don't I see multiple people that should be allowed on my bench. He's got to figure out what's going on there.
Yeah, I'm gonna message him right now. But who's on your team, Casino? And Casino, I will say before or after the draft, where it does like the little draft grades or whatever. Now, usually those mean nothing, but they do mean something at the beginning because it means Casino won the draft. He's projected to go 11-3. I'm projected to go 9-5.
What a loser.
Sarah Rose says, hope you gents have a lovely day.
Well, thank you.
Right back at you. Also, this is not the same Sarah Rose, but there was a Sarah Rose in middle school I was absolutely in love with. Her name was Sarah Rose, and it was a cool name. This isn't her. So, but thank you, Sarah Rose. And then Derpy.
We'll get to him.
Yeah, he's coming up.
But yeah, so then so I drafted, and these are my picks in order. I went wide receiver heavy, and then I got real nervous because I didn't have any running backs for a good while. But I went JSN, then Drake London, then I got my 2 backs. I got Kyron Williams, love it. Travis, and you know how to say it.
Etienne?
There it is. For some reason I can never get it. Tyler Warren, and then we got my quarterback, got that Dak. Oh, he's gonna have a great season. I just know it. Brian Thomas Jr., Chris Godwin, all first, picks and first receivers for the quarterbacks. Anyway, and then moving on to Josh Downs, and then Micaiah Lemon, and that's where I was like, oh shit, I haven't drafted any running backs.
Yeah, except for Kyron Williams,
right?
He was the only one you got that was good.
Well, you don't. Yeah, I know you don't like Travis, but at the end, but it's okay. But then I was like, okay, defense is starting to go. So I got the Broncos defense somehow. People were starting to stretch on defenses. There were some crazy stretches as well. People were reaching. Like
there was one
Josh Allen went as a first pick for somebody.
Yeah. And then also somebody took,
mind you, this is a single quarterback league. If this was a double quarterback league, okay, maybe, but no.
And also, these are guys who like know football, which is also one of those things that like shocked me. This isn't just your random friend group. These are like, this is a league I've been in for, I think, 5-6 years. And it's like, keep weeding out the people who don't, like interact or like.
Yeah. And then they decided to bring me in. And then, I picked up after that Woody Marks and then Spears for Tennessee. Those were my 2 late running backs. And you know what? I'm okay with those because they're most likely going to be the number 2s on their teams. And I will take that. And then Sam Darnold as my backup QB. And then I got Mr. Bates for my kicker. I love my team. I think it's very well rounded. Are there a couple other teams that I think got some studs that are going to put up massive points against me? For sure. But for the most part, I like how well-rounded my team is. And I like the plug-in guys. The only thing that I'll have to worry about is defense and tight end. Normally, and kicker. I like to, and this is, if we only have 5 people on our bench.
Yeah. The benches are very short.
Yeah, I don't like that because normally my last 2 picks would be either a second defense, second tight end, or a second kicker. So I don't have to worry come bye weeks. And then I can get them already placed in, and I don't have to worry about dropping a running back or a wide receiver because at that point, you know who's going to be doing well, who's not.
I know, but it makes it more strategic. Strategic.
Oh yeah, that's why I went wide receiver heavy, man. I can drop your lemon. He's going to probably be a lemon and just toss him to the curb. I don't need him.
What is it?
Did I mention I don't need him?
Let's Derby says, let's also talk about the real question. Don't suck at fantasy football. That's not a question. So
yeah, we're actually pretty good at it.
I just said we were like the best 2 in the league. We drafted really well.
Well, technically you're sitting 5.
Yeah, but I'm tied with everybody. You're the only one that has 11. And then the only reason I got docked, which I hate, the only reason is they go, oh, well, all like half your players are on a bye week 1 week. And I'm like, yeah, why does that screw me for the rest of the season? If anything, that makes the rest of the season better. All I got to do is figure out that 1 week and I'm golden the rest of the other weeks. Why is that a negative?
Or just
I'd rather have just 1 week where I just punt and I just go, oh, I don't have to worry about it this week. And then every other week I'm good instead of being like, oh shit, this week there's 2 guys. This week there's 3 guys, blah, blah, blah. I don't care.
Yeah. Do I have anybody on I don't think I have a single player that, let's see here. No,
that has the same bye.
No, yeah, that has the same bye. I'm pretty well-rounded.
That's what the bench is supposed to be for and all that kind of stuff, but I'd rather just have the best players. But Derby also says Browns really building a $2.5 billion new stadium. Just go 4-13 with a quarterback like Watson. No wonder why they call them the Browns. They're legit.
Yeah, apparently it's being built in a dump as well, from what I heard. So I don't know anything about Ohio or the cities adjacent to it, but apparently it's a dump.
What is it? Abby Goalie says, I just got in. What is happening? We're talking about our fantasy. Also nothing. Also, Derpy, Lanterns is gas, though. Don't get me started on that show. It is a great show. As far as a Green Lantern show, it is garbage. As a show, it's great. I just wish it was not tied to Green Lantern. Well, this will be a 20-minute rant. Let's
go to his other page. Go to his other page.
Yeah. But let's talk Casino about the Browns. It is now usually when we do these
Browns.
These NFL previews, we can't really tie something topical into it because we're previewing the entire season. Now we can tie something into it that literally broke today, which is Deshaun Watson has Deshaun Watson has been officially named the starter for the Cleveland Browns at quarterback. And that comes after, a awful preseason and then a more awful press conference, which I'm going to pull up right now. But what is your thoughts on Deshaun Watson being quarterback 1 in Cleveland, Casino?
I think it's laughable. It truly is laughable. Because I don't really care for Shedeur Sanders, right? But at least he doesn't have that city pissed off with him. Like, and we're gonna get into that, but I've never liked Deshaun Watson, even when he was good. and good and didn't have his whole controversy and the whole masseuse thing that Derpy's so excited for us to talk about. But I've never liked the guy, and dude, his numbers have not been great for years. And it's the only thing keeping him around, keeping him any bit relevant at all, is the amount of money that he's getting paid. That blows my mind.
Which just everybody knew.
Just eat it, take it. Yeah, just eat it, take it as an organization, and just get him out of the building. Just be like, I understand. We will pay you. You will get paid. Get out of here.
This is what won him the what is it? This is what won him the starting role. He had a 41% completion percentage, 36 passing yards, 1 interception. That's what won him the starting role from the preseason. So that's great. But also it's one of those things where, like Casino was saying, the last time Deshaun Watson was a good quarterback was 2020. We are in 2026. That was 6 years ago. And also that's a long 6 years ago, because don't forget.
That is a long 6 years. It seems so much longer.
Yeah. He did not play in 2021, did not play in 2025. So he is 6 years removed, with 2 of those years being where he was not on the field for anything. You can either say it was injury, you can say he stopped with the team and all that kind of stuff. Since he's been a Cleveland Brown, these are his numbers. 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. That was in 6 games, and 7 games. Golly. So he's averaging less than a touchdown a game, about an interception a game, and has about 10% less completion percentage than he did when he was with Houston. So again, his last year in Houston, he threw 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, almost 5,000 yards, and 70% completion percentage. Does everybody remember why the Texans dumped him? It was because it was 20 plus women who accused him of sexual assault, and they thought he was going to be arrested and all this kind of stuff. But at least he's sorry about that. At least he takes responsibility. So let's listen to what Deshaun Watson had to say about really that.
Let's listen to it.
About more specifically him getting booed in the preseason game when he played like ass. Or as the Browns,
like ass and is an ass.
He is an ass.
Asses around, like ass. All around asses.
He plays for the Browns. It's all connected.
It's all connected.
So let's listen to Deshaun Watson about why he doesn't like the fans booing him.
Man, I didn't have no reaction. I think the biggest thing is
pause it.
I think you guys know too, and I think the whole world knows.
First off, get your hands out of your fucking ear, you goddamn quit.
He's putting in his earrings.
Dude, just do it after this. First off, I had no reaction. Well, I'm about to go off on a reaction. And
I had no reaction. I'm about to talk for a minute and a half about it.
Yeah, and then let me put my earrings in. God damn it.
It has nothing to do about the performance. It's a little bit personal than that. So I think that's it's a disrespectful thing. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep whatever I feel with me and my family internally on how I feel about that. And yeah, just move on.
But don't you think, Deshaun, that winning and playing better would eliminate some of that booing?
Last time I played on this field, I tore my Achilles. And that same fan base, they cheered when I got hurt. So does that have to do with, what does that have to do with anything about performance? When a person get hurt, especially for your own city, and they cheer.
Does any of that make you regret coming here?
No, I don't regret anything in my life. You know, I think the Lord put me through situations for a reason. So I don't regret anything at all. But you know,
rape women, but don't matter.
Different thoughts on how it was going to be, but you know, it is what it is. You know, sometimes, you know, the tables turn, and I'm patient enough because I'm a child of God to, you know, wait for that time to change. So
yeah,
I'm not tripping on it.
Always funny how everyone is always like, God will figure it out. God will figure it out. Isn't the whole thing about religion is to throw Hail Marys in there, to go to confession, to admit your past sins and like ask for forgiveness for the sins, not to go, I've actually never done anything wrong and everybody else is wrong. Like that kind of seems counterintuitive to, I don't know, just being like, well, God has a plan for me. God's plan for me is to just, I don't know, sexually assault 50 plus women and then never ever sound like you regret it for 1 second. Like that thing where he was
nothing.
Just,
remember?
Well, the thing where he was like, I mean, what pieces of shit where they would boo me when I got an injury on the field? Why do you think they were booing you when you got or why do you think they were cheering when you got an injury on the field? You think they just did that out of happenstance? If I remember correctly, because when we were doing this podcast, Damar Hamlin almost died on the field and nobody cheered, nobody made a celebration of it. And then the opposing team of that, who played that team, made a bunch of donations in his name to a charity. So it's not like this is an
and
NFL
they called
thing.
The game.
Yeah, it's not like this is an NFL thing where when players get injured on opposing teams or home teams, if you don't like them, you cheer. Like that's never happens. When Dak got injured, I think he was playing the Eagles or whatever. Like when he got up on the stretcher, they applauded, they cheered, and that's the fan base that did cheer when Michael Irvin got injured like 40 years ago. But again,
a while ago.
The quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys in Philadelphia got cheered like when he stood up and he gave the thumbs up or whatever. Like that's, again, one of the biggest rivals in the NFL, all that kind of stuff. So again, when it comes to Deshaun Watson, there's another reason why they cheered, and it's not because you were a terrible quarterback and then you were playing bad and they were like, thank God this guy's hurt so we can get the next guy in there. They cheered when you got hurt because nobody wants to see you play football. Not even your own team, not your fans, not the media. No one is rooting for Deshaun Watson. God, I'm pretty sure, is like, don't bring me into this. Like, I don't want to be associated with this guy. Like, God, I'm not a Cleveland Browns fan.
Dude,
that is
the ego that this guy has to think that he's done no wrong, he regrets nothing, and that he should be just put on this pedestal for no goddamn reason. Dude, you haven't done shit.
Well, also like the gall of him to just be like, oh my God, how could they boo me? Me of all people. Like, it's just like, you haven't done it. Like, take away the stuff off the field. On the field, you haven't done anything in 6 years. Why wouldn't they boo you? You haven't done anything in 6 years.
Yeah, this is the first time where I actually feel bad for Shedeur. This is the first time I actually feel bad for Shedeur.
Dude, at least Shedeur Sanders, again, Shedeur Sanders and the Sanders family has been annoying. They haven't been criminals.
No, they're egotistical, maniacs, but they're not criminal egotistical maniacs.
Well, also they're not people where you just go, I wish they never play football again.
No.
Like with them, you just go, I hope Shedeur Sanders figures it out and works on his personality a little and then gets better at football, and then we'll see from there. Deshaun Watson, who was out there being like, can't wait to see Deshaun Watson good at football again. Like, if you're doing that, you're insane. You're
are
a
the problem.
Psycho. Yeah. And Shedeur Sanders also remember what I said about Deshaun Watson? Threw 40 yards, 41% completion percentage in his limited preseason. In the also same limited preseason, Shedeur Sanders, almost 82% completion percentage, 74 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He's played, his numbers are almost double in the, again, small window, are almost double the numbers that Deshaun Watson put up. So outside of money, what is the rationale for starting Deshaun Watson over Shedeur Sanders right now? He's not younger.
I have zero. I have no idea. I don't get it.
He's not younger. His numbers aren't better. What is it? The team clearly doesn't like him. The media, the fans don't like him. Shedeur Sanders, for whatever, if you like him, if you don't like him, at least the fans there can rally behind him. Like, he's got the underdog chip on my shoulder, should have gone in the second or third round, fell to the fifth. Nobody believes in me. Coach didn't, got a new coach. Like, there's storylines there where you go, I'm rooting for this kid, right? With Deshaun Watson, what's the storyline? The storyline is everybody cheers when he gets fucking blown up on a sack. Like, that's the story. Like, the story is people can't be Browns fans without having to do 90 asterisks and just be like, well, I'm rooting for the Browns. I'm not rooting for Deshaun Watson. And then they have to explain why. Like, yeah, that's got to be real fun to be a fan of that. Like, it's, So let's, now that we've buried Deshaun Watson, and I named this episode Deshaun Watson as a horrible person because he is. And I've already seen this shit where it's just like, well, remember, there was that thing with Kobe. There was that thing with Ben Roethlisberger. There was that thing with Karl Malone. No one in the history of sports has ever defended Karl Malone. Stop throwing that out there as if it's like a thing where you just go, well, I mean, everybody cheered for him. It's like nobody knew what happened until years later. And now Karl Malone is like one of the most despised athletes of all time.
Yeah.
Also, who the fuck ever rooted or liked Ben Roethlisberger outside of Steelers fans? Nobody ever liked Ben Roethlisberger. Everybody hated his personality on top of every bad thing he ever did. And then obviously the Kobe thing is like the only one where you just go, that one is like a weird one because it's so out of character and didn't feel like him kind of thing. Like, whatever. That case is the one where you just go, I don't know. But this thing where you go, yeah, this guy was a monster, but what about all the other monsters? And then it's like, we're not talking. They were monsters. What do you want me to say? Like, yeah, throw Deshaun Watson also on the fire with them. Like, and this isn't even like a self-righteous thing. It's like one of those things where you go, all right, with Kobe, it was one person and you can argue around that. With Ben Roethlisberger, one person you can argue around that. Karl Malone, one person you can argue around this. Deshaun Watson, how many people have to come forward before you go, maybe it's not a witch hunt. Maybe this actually happened and there's actually probably much more than who came forward. Like,
right. And even like to what you're saying there, the witch hunt thing, dude, even if you're just like, okay, not all those women, 20, that whatever the number was, we'll call it 20. Dude, even if one of those 20, that is already wrong. You're already wrong. But most likely it's probably at least 5. And at least 5. And if you want to say the other ones, because it happens where, you know, people are out there money grubbing and they're just saying it just so they can get money. And they're like, oh, I don't have facts, but my word, because look at all these other people and they're trying to get money out of it. That happens. It sucks. And, you know, they're criminal as well. But when it's that many people, you got to take like 20, 25% of that as 1000%. There's no other way around it that happened. Dude's just a piece of shit. And I am really don't understand what their head coach. I don't understand what Todd Monken's doing. Like, first off, why take this coaching job?
Well, why because he wanted to be a head coach.
I don't give a shit. You want to be a head coach and you're going into this town, this organization, like, and this is not me going to hate on Browns fans because they're loyal as shit. Like, you know, they're Browns fans are loyal. They understand what their team is, but I just can't understand how this coach was just like, yeah, that seems like I'm going to go into a place with loud quarterbacks and the quarterback room is so controversial and crazy right now, and they have not had great seasons. We lost our best player. Yeah, I'm going to go there. I'm going to go coach there.
Like, well, it's also now that you brought it up. Also, I looked up. And then
you picked Deshaun Watson to be your number one after. Like, dude, it just doesn't make sense.
I also looked it up. It was 27 masseuses came forward since 2021. That 27 again. Have you ever had 27 of anything? Like, if you had put it in this terms, you have one car, you're just like, okay, that's good. You have 27 cars, people notice. Like, the thing, you have one house, you're like, oh, you're doing pretty good. You have 27 houses, Like, that's how I look at it. It's that is an insane number. Also, speaking of Todd Monken, this is what he had to say after Deshaun Watson's press conference.
Hey, how's it feel to get booed? I mean, it's a pretty easy question. It sucks. I don't want to get booed. It comes with the territory. You want to get booed? Let's play good football. Let's play good at quarterback. Let's play good on offense. Let's play good as a team. And then you don't have to worry about all that because it can turn just like that. Win, play good football, and everybody will be fine. That's just part of it. I mean, so I told him, you good? We're good. Part of what we do.
Where'd you see on the internet?
Hey, how's it feel to get booed?
Again, play good football, play good quarterback. You won't be getting booed. So Deshaun Watson was booed. So by process of elimination, he just admitted that Deshaun Watson was not playing good quarterback. But apparently he was not playing good enough quarterback to be a starting quarterback for your team. So again, nothing the Browns have done in the past 6 years has made sense. Ever since they traded away Baker Mayfield, I just don't understand anything they're doing. And again, they've had the entire tenure of Baker Mayfield in Cleveland up to this point. They've had a top 3 to top 5 defense the entire time. They've had offensive weapons. They've had offensive pieces. They had Stefanski, who was a good coach. Like, they've had good coaches, great defenses, good offensive weapons, and just nothing. They're
a laughing stock of the league. I mean, I don't know who's worse, like them or the Jets. The Jets.
I mean, but
the Jets at least Jets have pieces, and which is crazy because they have pieces. They just don't know how to put them together.
Well, the thing with the Jets is they've never had a quarterback. The Browns have had quarterbacks, and they just can't figure it out. Like, the Jets thing is they've never had a good quarterback. And every quarterback they do have, they trade away, and he either is out of the league or becomes good somewhere else. Like, the Browns, they have good pieces in quarterbacks like Myles Garrett or Baker Mayfield, and they just give them away for nothing. They get nothing back for them. But let's now preview them for the upcoming season, Casino. Last year, last year the Cleveland Browns went 5-12 and were 4th in the AFC North. I mean, Derby brought it up earlier. They're building this new $2.5 billion new stadium. They're most likely, if Deshaun Watson starts the whole season, they're going to be, what, you think 5 wins is the ceiling? Like, it's just because last year, if we look at if we look at what they did offensively, again, with a rotating quarterback, where they tried Sanders, they tried Gabriel. Deshaun Watson didn't start a game last year because, remember, he just sat out the entire season, and all of his contract is basically guaranteed money. So he doesn't care about football, doesn't care about the Browns, clearly doesn't like their fans. Great guy to root for. But their offense last year was 30th in the league in total offense, 261.1 yards per game, 31st in scoring offense, where they were scoring less than 17 points a game. So again, one of the worst, bottom 3 in almost every offensive category for this Browns team. So I'm sure throwing Deshaun Watson in there will make them that much better. Like, you look at who the Browns have on the depth chart. I like Quashon Judkins. Obviously, I thought was a very good running back before he got injured last year. Hopefully, also for the sake of my fantasy.
I mean, I have Judkins in one of my leagues.
Yeah, for both of our fantasy leagues, I hope he just bounces right back. Jerry Jeudy, obviously, they got from the Broncos, and then I like Casey Concepcion, great name. Denzel Boston.
I agree.
And then Harold Fannin Jr. I've seen a lot of stuff from like Browns camp, from, specifically fantasy football, where he's supposed to be like the breakout of this year. Obviously, we're in a league where I feel like there's a shortage of good tight ends at the moment.
There
outside
really
of
is.
McBride and Bowers.
Yeah, and this is not a knock on your boy because I love him. Sorry. Yeah, but Dallas Goedert. I mean, dude, he is old as hell, yet he is still one of the best tight ends in the league because there's just no good tight ends anymore. And Travis Kelce is a dud the last year and a half, and he's going to continue to be a dud. Fuck him.
Well, the Browns, what is it? Last year, even with all their offensive woes, because again, 31st in league in passing, 27th in rushing, 25th in the red zone, 29th on third down.
They went through a billion quarterbacks, man, trying to figure it out and never worked.
Well, and even with all that, Harold Fannin Jr., 72 receptions, 731 yards, 6 touchdowns as a rookie. So going into his second year, like I expect all those numbers to go up, even with bad quarterback play, because he showed last year, even with bad quarterback play, he can be a good tight end. He can still put up numbers. Outside of that, offensive line is okay, but it really comes down to, do you believe in Deshaun Watson? And who in the ever-living hell in 2026 believes in Deshaun Watson? Who? I think his family would be like,
I literally was just about to say his mom.
But even his mom would be like, wait, you did what to women? How many? Like, again, Deshaun Watson is a horrible person and will stagnate not only this team, but this offense. This offense is going to be abysmal. And again, it's one of those things where you no matter how bad Deshaun Watson is, they're paying him so much money that what will it take for them to yank him and put in Shedeur Sanders, but not even Shedeur Sanders, just anybody else? Like the lovable Browns, everybody roots for because they're the lovable losers. No, that's ended 6 years ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but are they?
Nobody roots for the Browns now because of Deshaun Watson.
Dude, well, I mean, I get that, and I get that sentiment. And so the Padres, right? The Padres have never been good. They've always been the team that is right behind the Dodgers, and they started to get better. And then the Dodgers did their whole thing and are now just winning championship after championship. But I say that because Manny Machado, my least favorite player in baseball, like I was always like, oh yeah, I'll cheer for the Padres. I hate California teams, but go Padres, right? Go. Yeah. They got a cool park. They got a cool jerseys, and yay, go Padres. And then Machado goes there, and I go, fuck the Padres, fuck them. I don't want anything. Nope, done. Done with
and them. See, but that's just him. Being a player you don't like. Now imagine if you didn't like him and he was also a criminal accused by 27 women.
Yeah,
like that's
So I get that. I get the fans that don't want to cheer for the lovable losers anymore because that he's on that team, and it's so true. That was the worst thing, dude. I just still don't understand why they took on that contract.
Well, that was going to be my next question. Is this the worst trade in NFL history?
I mean, dude, easily top 5, most likely top 3. I would have to do a deep dive, but probably easy number 1.
I would say so. Let's take the off the field stuff off the table, right? So just for on the field as a quarterback.
What you were saying, what 1,000 yards?
Yeah, he's thrown
8 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. That was a season.
Basically 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and 1,000 yards in 3 seasons when he got there 6 years ago. So in half the seasons he's been there, he's thrown almost as many touchdowns as interceptions, less than 1,000 or less than 1,200 yards every season, hasn't played a full season, and sat out 2 full years. Jesus. Now you can say injury, but remember, there was that weird thing where the medical staff was like, he's fine. And then Deshaun Watson was like, oh, I'm just not going in, blah, 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 blah. But they signed him at the time for an NFL record, that them being the Browns, for the most guaranteed money at signing ever. The total value of the contract was...
Does that still hold up?
Yeah. It was $230 million was the contract. His guaranteed money was $230,000 or $230,000. His contract was 100% guaranteed. On what? Again, this was the thing where they gave this to a quarterback 31 other teams weren't going to sign. what you could, again, if you're the Browns, you could have waited a year and probably signed him on a 1-year, $10 million contract.
Yeah.
Because nobody else would have signed him. Instead, you give him an average annual salary of $46 million. And this is $46 million guaranteed. This isn't with any clauses whatsoever. This isn't, this is
and it shows, it really shows that his work ethic is not there. He does not care to be on that field. He doesn't care about the fans. I mean, all the press conferences of the past few years are just god awful. I just don't understand how he's still in the league. If I was Cleveland, just take it, dude. Just eat that money and just put him aside.
Well, so apparently there is a poison pill where they structured him down to where this year they save $4 million, where it's only a $41 million cap hit. In the 2027 and 2028 seasons, they can cut him, pay him his money, and it'll still be an $86 million cap hit. So they have to give him his guaranteed money and additionally take an $86 million cap hit. This is, I really think this is the worst NFL trade in NFL history. Like,
yeah, again, without doing a deep dive on the surface, yes, it is.
Well, because at least with other trades, it was
I can't remember any others that were like this vibrant.
Well, because when it came to like the Herschel Walker trade or even a recent one like the Micah Parsons trade, at least that was, they're just trading them to other teams and getting other pieces back to hopefully, you know, like make like getting basically the value they think with draft picks or players and all that kind of stuff. With Deshaun Watson, it was, you don't get anything for him. You just sign him as a free agent and then give him guaranteed money, and then he never plays for you guys, injured or not. Never plays. And then when he does play, he's one of, if not the worst current quarterback in the league. Like, that's insane. And then he just makes your lovable loser franchise just losers, not lovable. Nobody roots for the Browns now because of that. It's crazy, man. Again, this year, if gun to your head, you had to your life savings on the line, are you picking this Browns team if I tell you Deshaun Watson starts the entire year to be over 6 wins?
No. Dude,
I would say no, under all day.
Dude, and I mean, they start the seasons tough as well, man. I mean, out of their first 9 games, 6 of them are on the road, dude.
Oh,
like,
and on the road against good teams too.
Dude, that's not going to be good. And so at that point, you know, you think Deshaun, say whatever, you know, say they go 3-9 or 3-6, right, through the first 9. Even at that, you won 3 games. Do you think he's going to be like, yeah, I feel pretty good about myself? No, he's not.
Well, because we know if they're 3-6, he's not.
This place is going to implode. And the only reason that the Browns were anywhat relevant last year and won 5 games and had some close games was because of, their defense and the best player on defense. And they got rid of him.
Yeah.
God damn.
Now, the interesting thing is
this team 3 wins, maybe.
The interesting thing is this Browns team does have the easiest schedule in the league.
I don't care.
But then you look at their schedule and you just go, this is the easiest schedule in the league. They play, like you're saying, they play Jacksonville game 1 on the road. I think they are going to lose that one.
Absolutely
they play
murdered.
Tampa Bay on the road, second game. I think they lose that one.
Whomped.
They play Carolina.
2 games in Florida, dude. Oh.
Yeah, back to back in September. Like, that's going to be humid as shit. That's going to be hot as shit. Like, that's going to be brutal. Again, Tampa Bay, nobody wants to play Tampa Bay on the road in September.
Yeah, nobody wants to go to Florida. Florida is garbage. I don't know who would want to ever live in Florida and move to Florida. And don't move to Florida. I'll miss you.
I love it. I'll miss
you.
There's a reason there's outdoor stadiums in Florida, not in Vegas. That's all I'm saying. But then it's Carolina, a team you and I both like this year and think is better, way better than the Browns. Then you go to Pittsburgh on a Thursday night, which we're going to talk about Pittsburgh. They were still a 10-win team last year. Like, it's not like Pittsburgh is garbage. Then you play the Jets, which you should beat the Jets. But then after that, they play Baltimore. We think they'll lose to Baltimore. Tennessee, honestly, I'd go, that's probably
You're
a
the only
toss-up.
10 I see.
I'd go, that's probably a toss-up with Tennessee. They play Pittsburgh again. The Saints, everybody thinks is going to be good this year. I think they're going to be way better than the Browns. Then they go Texans. They might beat the Raiders, but who knows? Week 12, if Fernando Mendoza is lighting it up, all of a sudden, the Raiders, again, we like their defense. We like their pieces.
Yeah, I think Mendoza will get his chance at least by that point.
Yeah. Then they go Bengals. If Joey B's still standing, I know he's had trouble with the Browns.
Yeah,
but
dude, he's getting his theme song for the entire year is "I'm Still Standing."
So last couple games, they play the Browns twice. They play Baltimore. They play the Colts, who I think they'll lose to. They play Atlanta, who I think they potentially can beat, and then they play New York, who I think they can potentially beat.
I don't think they could beat Atlanta because they don't have the defense to stop that firepower. I don't care who's behind center in Atlanta.
Well, we're talking about their defense in a second. Their defense is always good. But looking at that schedule, they have the easiest schedule in the league, and I think I can legitimately, confidently pencil them in for 3 wins at most.
We all can't be the Patriots of last year, dude. It is what it is.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is an easy schedule, but it's not historically easy schedule. Casino. So, now let's
with
move
that.
over.
I don't know if you saw the Texans. Speaking of great defense,
we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk
Save
about that. We'll save it. Save it.
But Browns defensively, Casino. Oh, it didn't save. I changed this to where it said defense, and then I deleted the wrong one. So that's supposed to say scoring defense. But if you're listening, you can't tell. So why am I bringing it up? The Cleveland Browns last year, defensively, 4th in the league in total defense, only allowing 283.6 yards per game, 14th in scoring defense, only allowing 22.3 points per game. Again, they went 5-12, but the defense is never really an issue with this team. Last year, 3rd in the league in passing defense, only allowing 167.2 yards, 16th in the league in rushing defense, 18th in the red zone, 7th on 3rd down. They were one of the best 3rd down teams in the league. They were 3rd in the league with sacks. Obviously, most of that is because Myles Garrett broke the sack record. 16th in the league with 11th interceptions and 27th in the league in turnover differential. So obviously the big news story of the Browns offseason, now the preseason is Deshaun Watson, but the offseason was the trading of Myles Garrett. They
did get Jared Verse.
That's what I'm saying. I've always been a Jared Verse guy. I know the drop-off's going to be big. I don't think it's going to be like catastrophic. I like Jared Verse.
I don't think it's going to be enough to do what Myles Garrett did for this team. Myles Garrett won them games by himself because he could. Jared Verse is a really, really good edge, but I don't see him changing games like Myles Garrett did last year.
Well,
I just don't.
In defense of Jared Verse,
disrupting games, but not taking games over.
He's only been in the league for 2 years, and his second year's stats were better than his rookie year. So if he can keep making that progression in this defense where Myles Garrett, what is it?
Yeah, but you got a new coordinator.
Well, that's true. They got rid of Schwartz. So that's a good point. Who knows?
That's huge. And then so what? They brought in Mike something Berg. What I don't remember his name.
I'll look it up right now. But
Mike Berg.
But when it comes to this Browns defense, without Schwartz, without Myles Garrett, do you think this Browns defense is going to drop out of, because again, all the pieces are still there. How far do you think they fall out of the top 10 defense? And the defensive coordinator was Mike Ruttenberg.
Rutenberg.
No, go ahead. He used to be the Falcons defensive coordinator.
Yeah. And that was, there you go.
Yeah, but he didn't have the pieces that this Browns team does. Or he was the Atlanta Falcons defensive pass game coordinator.
Okay.
So this is the first time he's ever been a defensive coordinator.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. Anytime, even if you have the same pieces, it's always tough. It's not impossible. I've already talked about teams that have already lost their defensive coordinator, and it's like, okay, well, you have veteran presence that can probably still keep it together. That's kind of you have a lot of that here, but still, it's always tough. And then when you have a fan base who's already given up on the team because they have given up on this quarterback class or this quarterback room of Deshaun, Gabriel, and Shador, like, dude, it's bad. It's bad. Like, this team is not going to give any hoots. I've been watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Any hoots about this team, man. And that's gonna show. That's gonna, when you have your fans, whether it's they're booing you, right? Like, they're not gonna be booing the defense, but they're gonna be booing the organization. Even though it's all directed to Deshaun Watson, that everybody feels that. They're like, man, why should I play hard, man? They hate our quarterback. This fan base doesn't give a shit right now because they just want us to lose because they don't like this guy. Why should I play hard?
Well, also, I thought this was interesting when I was doing research before the show, because I was like, Todd Monken, that's a name I feel like is always around football. Like, that's a guy's face you always see, always hear that name. He was in and out of either the NFL or college, went from the Browns back to Georgia, went from Tampa Bay, then the Browns, then Georgia, then Baltimore, and now finally as a head coach. All those years he was offensive coordinator. In 2019, he was the offensive coordinator for this Cleveland Browns team with Baker Mayfield. And what I thought was interesting is, as offensive coordinator for the Browns back then, Baker Mayfield, 22 touchdowns, 21 interceptions. He obviously left, went to Georgia. They got a new offensive coordinator. The very next year, Baker Mayfield, 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and his completion percentage went up. His yards went down. Okay. Average quarterback rating, everything went up when Todd Monken left this same Cleveland Browns team. I mean, obviously from 6 years ago, but Todd Monken, again, we give him a lot of credit as an offensive coordinator last year for the Baltimore Ravens, the 1 year that Lamar Jackson didn't win MVP for playing quarterback. So,
yeah, and he looked awful last year.
Yeah. So when we look at Todd Monken,
so bad to where I feel like this is his last year, or he's washed up, done.
Well, that's insane. That's if you want that to be your hot take, that would be the hottest take.
I'm just very worried about him because I like him so much, and just watching his decline on how he's normally very elusive, I'm very concerned.
I mean, last year,
I'm just concerned.
Last year, before he got hurt, he threw 21 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and 13 games. That's not bad.
I know, but his elusiveness, the dual quarterback that he was, is just. I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
About the injuries.
I really, really do like Lamar, and I want him to do better. Ugh.
But I'll tell you what, the counter argument to my Monken hate is with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson threw 24 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. The very next year with Monken, 41 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Dear Lord. But again, Lamar Jackson or Deshaun Watson is
no. We got another team to talk about.
I know. So defensively for the Browns, when we look at it, they were a very good team on defense. Obviously, they lost Schwartz. They lost Myles Garrett, added Verse. They still have one of the best cornerbacks in the league in Denzel Ward. I think this defense will be fine. There's no way they don't take a step back. Losing the coordinator and their best defensive player, how could they still be a top 3 defense?
Told you.
I think still think they can be top 10, just not top 3. Now, Casino, let's move over to the Steelers. That's enough Deshaun Watson hate.
No, it's never enough.
Well, yeah, we'll keep it going all season. Let's talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers and another one of your favorite quarterbacks. And that is, of course, Aaron Rodgers, who last year led the Steelers to a 10-7 record, first in the AFC North. It is insane that they went 10-7 last season and were first in the AFC North, because I feel like no one cares about this Steelers team. Like, everybody cares about Aaron Rodgers. because, he does interviews and shit like that. But as far as the Steelers, let's talk about that offense from last year, Casino. Some will say this picture is AI. I don't think so. I think this is from training camp. Here is Aaron Rodgers. Last year, this offense, they were 25th in total offense.
Oh, man, that's good.
305.6 yards per game. 15th in scoring offense, 23.4 points per game, led by Aaron Rodgers. The stats offensively for the Steelers team last year. Now, they were 4th best in the league in turnover differential. They got a lot of interceptions, a lot of sacks. They were plus 12, but passing offense, they were 22nd in the league. Rushing offense, they were 26th in the league, 11th best in the red zone, and 15th best in on third downs. So offensively, Casino, with Aaron Rodgers returning, now obviously it's Mike McCarthy as the head coach, no longer Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin.
What do you think?
I remember his name when I'm always getting him and Tom Coughlin mixed up, even though they are two completely different people.
They look exactly the same. But
one looks like an old snapping turtle, and the other one looks like his eyes are about to pop out of his head.
That's true. But my eyes would too if I went 9-8 every year. But with this offense, with Aaron Rodgers, what do we think this Steelers offense is going to look like under Mike McCarthy?
I think this offense is going to look pretty good. Sorry, I was just my eyes. I don't know how he does it. No, I think this offense by mid to late season, they're going to be clicking. I do like the offensive pieces the Steelers have, but in a whole, I still feel like this team is going to be in that same almost 500 mark.
Oh, okay. Is Mike McCarthy a good coach?
I don't think so.
I think he's fine. That's the nicest thing I can ever say about Mike McCarthy. I think he's fine. But again, in 24 years as a head coach, 24 years coaching, 13 years with the with the Green Bay Packers, his record, again, fine. In Dallas, he was fine. He obviously won Super Bowl.
He cashed in on Prime Rodgers.
Yeah, but again, did he cash in on Prime Rodgers? Because he had Prime Rodgers and he went, and they were only legitimately 1 year a Super Bowl contender, and that's the year they won it. Like, he feels to me like, remember how Marty Schottenheimer with like the Chargers? It was always like Chargers are one of the best teams, and then they were just never ever playoff contending teams. That feels like what Mike McCarthy is. Great regular season head coach, and then the second the playoffs start, his brain malfunctions.
Yeah, dude, he's been riding that coattail of that Super Bowl forever.
Well, yeah, because I mean, you only got to win one, and then you're always referred to as Super Bowl winning head coach. Like that's that. I mean, it's the goal, but it's also, you look at his career record, it's really good. 185, 123, and 2. He has a 0.600% win percentage. He's got a really good regular season record, and then an 11-11 postseason record. So that's where you just go with the Dallas Cowboys.
He is the Kirk Cousin of coaches.
He has 12 playoff appearances, 8 division titles, 1 Super Bowl. He was 1-3 in the playoffs with the Cowboys. He was 10-8 in the playoffs with the Green Bay Packers. But again, you take out that one season where he went to the Super Bowl, like you take off 3 wins from that, and all of a sudden he has a 7-8 playoff record with, again, prime time Aaron Rodgers. Like prime Aaron Rodgers. He was only allowed, he was only able to sniff one, only allowed to sniff one Super Bowl. So is that a giant upgrade from Mike Tomlin, who also only won 1 Super Bowl and only got close to winning?
No, at least Tomlin had a winning season every year.
Well, I mean, but Mike McCarthy has too. It's just,
I thought he had one bad year in Dallas.
Or maybe that's what got him fired. But I don't know. I don't know. It feels, again, when this was announced, we said the same thing, which is this just feels like a lateral move. This just feels like you go from Mike Tomlin to Mike McCarthy. They're on the same level.
And I love how everybody's like, "Oh man, they get to reunite Rodgers and McCarthy. Yeah, they reunite. They left each other for a reason.
Well, also they get to reunite. They won a Super Bowl
public,
together 16 years ago.
Yeah, and it was
16.
That's crazy, but it was very public, right? That
they didn't like each other.
They wanted the split. So like everybody being like, "Oh yeah, let's bring them together." I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know how those polarizing, personalities are going to fit together. But whatever, we'll find out, man. I just don't like it. And again, you know me, I hate Rodgers and him. Oh man, the biggest thing I hate about Rodgers is him going, I don't know if I'm going to join the team. I don't know if I'm coming back. Dude, that puts an organization in such a goddamn pigeonhole situation. They don't know what to do. Right? They don't know. Can they move on? Do they need to stick with them? What do you do at that point? I hate Rodgers. I gotta hate him.
Well, let's look at Aaron Rodgers because again, one of the big news stories in a weird offseason.
I would almost rather just play Mason Rudolph and get it over with.
But see, his numbers are not bad. Rodgers' numbers are not bad.
Well, the end of last year he was doing good, right? The end of last year he had some decent numbers, but I still don't like him.
This is where it's hard to talk about Aaron Rodgers because of Casino's just disdain for him. Yeah. Just disdain.
Do you need me to walk away?
But last year with this same Steelers team, obviously different head coach, 66% completion percentage, 3,300 yards, 24 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. People talk about him like he's dog shit. Those are Justin Herbert numbers. Again, those are Justin Herbert numbers. Like this is Rodgers, yes, he hasn't been in his prime since, 6 years.
Why are you hating on Justin Herbert? He's one of the best players in the league. Come on, man.
Or actually probably 5 years. 5-6 years ago, he was in his prime with the Packers. Obviously, he had a rough run with the Jets, but even the year before the Jets, his numbers
You're right. It was a very rough run. It was about a 3-second run.
I thought they timed it. Wasn't it like 13 seconds from him running on the field to that injury? Which again, that sucked. You never want to see players get injured unless it's Deshaun Watson. But
back that one.
When it comes with this Steelers team, again, Rodgers is not bad. I just don't know if his really conservative way of playing leads to wins. That's been my whole thing with Rodgers, where he became a guy who's really obsessed with playing it safe and making sure he doesn't throw interceptions, which again is great. You don't want to see your quarterback throw interceptions, but Rodgers has gone to the extreme now where I won't even take the risk. Like, I'm not going to throw downfield. I'm really not going to throw contested balls because I don't want there to be a chance that it gets picked off, which again, it leads to them always being, top 5 in turnover differential because Aaron Rodgers does not throw interceptions, but it also makes it to where this team is always 9-8, 10-7, and then nobody takes them seriously when the playoffs start. Like, I don't see how that would be a different narrative going into this year, because what did the Steelers do this offseason where you just go, oh, they made the leap from a 10-7 first round exit to a 12-5, AFC contender? Like, I just don't see it. I don't see it. I like the addition of Michael Pittman. I mean, I drafted him. I like the addition of Michael Pittman. I like their offensive weapons. I like their offensive line. We're going to talk about the defense in a second. But when you look at their schedule, Casino, I mean, again, it's not awful the first part. After the bye, they go on a murderer's row of at Cincinnati, at Philadelphia. You're playing Denver. You're playing Houston. You're playing Jacksonville. Like, outside of after the bye, when they play Cincinnati, who's most likely going to have one of the best offenses in the league, they play arguably the top 5 defenses just right in a row. They play Philadelphia, who's going to have a really good defense this year. Denver, who might have the best defense. Houston, who's probably going to have the second best. Jacksonville, who finished top 5 in almost every defensive category. Like, that's brutal. And then they finish with Carolina, Tennessee, which again, we think are going to be better. And then Baltimore twice. So I don't know, man. Like, when you look at, and then obviously we just talked about Cleveland. They have to play Cleveland twice. They start in Atlanta, which we both think is a quarterback away from being a good team. Yep. Then they go to New England, which New England and Steelers have had like some of the weirdest games ever played that I can remember watching. And then, they play the Bucks. They play the Colts. I don't know, man. Like, literally, look at their schedule and point out the 10, 11, 12 wins. Because much like the Browns, I can't.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one. And wins. I mean, especially when you have your rookie receivers coming out going, I'm low key scared of Aaron Rodgers. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, so their rookie Jeremy Bernard. Yeah, he was out there on interviews like, I'm feeling low key scared and anxious of playing and making mistakes with Aaron Rodgers because
that's right. He tears them a new asshole when they do.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, dude, I hate him.
Yeah, but see, you love that when Brady did it. You love that.
Yeah, because the players wanted that. They liked being, yelled at by Brady. They felt good about it.
I mean, I had a conversation with a guy at work. Now, again, he is a Packers fan, so obviously,
and then you have Drake May out there telling his third string quarterback, "No, you're more like Hoyer."
But I had a conversation with a Packers fan at my work that legitimately said he thinks Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback to play in NFL history. And I said, that's a take. And then he was like, you don't think so? And I said, absolutely not.
Not by a large margin.
No. What are we talking about? He put up good numbers. He was a good quarterback for a long time. The best to ever play quarterback. Like, all right, let's slow down. But let's talk about Steelers defense, then we'll wrap this up, Casino. Steelers defense last year. There's 26 in the league in total defense, 356.9 yards, 17th in scoring defense, 22.8 yards. And then I was looking at the numbers and I was like, I don't remember the Steelers defense being bad last year. Like, they weren't, I remember them being not as good as usual, not one of the worst. And then I looked at the numbers and I was like, oh, that's why. They were 29th against the pass, 13th against the run, 25th on third down. So those are the bad stats. Now, good stats.
How did my team lose to them?
Well, this is why. Because they were 7th in the red zone, so they weren't letting people score when they got down to the red zone. They were 8th in the league in interceptions, so they were constantly getting turnovers with the football, and they were 6th in the league in sacks. So again,
that might be it.
They were a great red zone team. They were a great turnover team, and then they were a great sack team. So they would give up a lot of yards, but they were literally the definition of bend, don't break. Like, they would let you get down the field, and then you just wouldn't score. Or they'd take the ball away, or they'd sack you at a field goal range. That's how they won the games last year. Didn't turn the ball over, played smart defense. So I don't know why they would be any different this year. Like, they're what is it? They have TJ Watt.
Do you think that this team, though, is going to be a playoff team?
But the AFC North is one of those ones, one of the divisions that much kind of like the NFC South, where they just have question marks all over. Like, again, everybody's picking the Bengals. What did the Bengals do defensively? Can Joe Burrow stay healthy? With the Ravens, can Lamar Jackson bounce back, especially with a new head coach? Obviously, we'll talk about the Ravens and Bengals on Wednesday's show. The Cleveland Browns, again, can that defense still be good? Who knows with Deshaun Watson? So when it comes to the Steelers, like, they won this division last year because Lamar Jackson was out, because Joe Burrow was out, because the Browns are the Browns. So those scenarios could all happen again, and the Steelers just end up being 10-7, 11-6, and everybody just goes, how did the Steelers get here? And then they lose in the wild card round. Like, that's a real possibility for this same scenario happening again, because we've seen it happen multiple times. Like, so could I see them being a playoff team? Yes. Will I be picking them as a playoff team? No, because injuries, again, I don't want injuries and that haven't happened yet to cloud my judgment for picking teams to win divisions. But as far as we went through their schedule, offense and defense, we went through Casino.
Yes.
What do you think the floor and ceiling is for this Steelers team?
Floor is 7, ceiling is 11. 7-11.
I think I actually agree with that. Yeah, word for word. So if you're a Steelers fan or a Browns fan, let us know what you think of Deshaun Watson specifically, and then what you think this Steelers team will look like this year. A couple things to get out of the way before we get out of here, Casino.
Yes, sir.
There was some NFL moves, specifically NFL moves with your team, like right before we started the podcast. So what happened?
Yeah, so Keyshawn Boutte is now no longer a Patriot. He moved over to the Texans. The Patriots got Reed, which I don't know how I feel about that. Patriots got a 7th round pick and Reed, and that makes me feel like that our current safety that we got brought over, his injury is a little bit more than we thought. So I don't know. I think the Texans, they crushed it. Here's the issue. Yes, you got a superstar wide receiver. I really like Keyshawn Boutte, and he's going to get better and better. But you got to have a quarterback to throw to him, dude. And I don't know if a middle school quarterback can throw the football to Boutte. He's going to be too. He's going to be back there laughing in the huddle. Boutte.
Well, I spent the weekend because I uploaded our TikTok and our shorts. Go watch our TikToks and our shorts if you want a shortened version of us previewing all these NFL teams. But I was pretending to be you all weekend in the Texans comment section, defending Patriots, defending Drake May and the Patriots against all the Texans fans. It is insane to me that every Texans fan, at least that comments or that I know, have no worries whatsoever about CJ Stroud. I've never seen a fan base where there's a quarterback that is this like polarizing outside of the outside of their team, where everybody, because even with the Eagles, like half the fan base likes Jalen Hurts, half of them don't. When it comes to CJ Stroud, I've seen him just have 100% approval rating across the board. Not one Texans fan doubts CJ Stroud, which makes me think they haven't watched their team in 3 years.
They haven't.
Like,
there's no way.
Getting him another weapon is obviously a good thing if you're a Texans fan, but can he again get that player the ball?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't trust him. I mean, they graded the Patriots a C and they graded the Texans an A. I
do like this move. I agree with you. I like this move for the Texans, but that doesn't change how I feel about their quarterback.
No, but here's the thing. The Patriots, they had to get rid of a receiver too. They have 6 good receivers, and then they have a rookie that they're still working on, and he's developing really well. So they had to open up space. They had to get rid of one of them. The Patriots, I mean, bringing in Romeo Doubs, bringing in A.J. Brown, and then they still have Hollins. Like Hollins moves to the 3 spot now, or maybe even 4. You have the young guy with Kyle Williams still playing around, Pop Douglas, who's probably your 3rd. And then you have Efton Chisholm the 3rd, who, again, is everybody's like, oh, here's Edelman light kind of situation. They were very packed in the wide receiver room. It was inevitable that they were going to get rid of somebody. I just don't like what we got back for them. That's it.
Yeah.
It was just, but the Texans defense still will be fine. I think they'll be fine with getting rid of Reed, but I just don't think that everybody going, oh, look at, we got this really good receiver with Boutte. Those 2 amazing, great catches, both against the Texans, actually, that Boutte had over the last couple years against them, like that. you're not going to get that from Stroud to Booty. You just won't. You're not going to get those deep balls. They're going to be underthrown or overthrown, and I just don't see it. And that's me like hyping up a little bit of Drake May, but I just can't see CJ Stroud doing that.
Well, proving our point, we have a text commented and said, this is from Jeffrey Champion, says, I can't blame that playoff game against CJ Stroud. You know how bad his, I think it means O-line was last year. Like, he was trying to make play 3rd and long. Can't blame a quarterback for that if he's getting hit. Yeah, but again, the game against the Patriots, if you go look back at those interceptions, 3 of those are awful.
I'm so glad you said that, because Drake May in the Super Bowl was getting absolutely annihilated from the Seahawks, and he has a horrible O-line, but he was still trying to protect that football. He still made some decent passes, and like, it's a big difference. It was ball security that CJ Stroud just didn't have. He wasn't smart with what he needed to do with the football. If the play is not there, don't try to force that play, especially in those kind of weather conditions, man. Just don't.
So actually, you know what? Looking at the looking at the interceptions, there's a compilation of CJ Stroud. I would play it, but every time I play footage of the NFL, I have to cut it out anyways. Yeah. So two of those he's getting hit. One of them is off the hands of one of his wide receivers, but they're not good passes. I agree. The first pass, he sails it. The 4th interception, he throws it behind his guy, which lets the defender be picked off. The second one, when he is being hit, he just throws the ball straight into the air. So it's one of those things where you go, yeah, he's being hit, but the smart quarterback play there, again, said as someone who's never played quarterback in his entire life, but has watched a lot of it, the smart quarterback play there is to just take the sack. Why do you not take the sack instead of trying to make a play where there is no play? Like, the play is you got sacked. The worst version of that is I'm going to throw this ball straight into the air as I'm being sacked. Like, 3 of those interceptions are bad interceptions. One of them is he threw it to his guy and it bounced off his hands. But he also had 7 turnovers in 6 quarters in the playoffs. So, or I'm sorry, this says CJ Stroud has 7 turnovers in 6 quarters so far this postseason. So it's not as if those ones are like, well, he was just trying to make a play, There was nobody open. Like, he's throwing it straight into the air around 5 Patriots defenders. Like, those aren't good, smart football plays.
Those aren't smart football plays.
So you're saying he was trying to make a play 3rd and long, can't blame a quarterback? Like, yes, you can. Trying to make a play instead of getting sacked where you would give up. Again, you have the best defense in the playoffs. Why are you making the field so short for an offense that is also struggling? If CJ Stroud was smart, didn't turn the ball over, the Texans can control the clock and potentially win a 6-3 defensive battle. Like, instead of now they're starting at the 40, now they're starting at the 30, now they're starting at the 20, and they're already 10 yards away from the red zone. Like, what did people watch a different game than I did? Do people watch football differently than I do?
I think so.
I don't understand it. Like, Jalen Hurts to this day is still being blamed because he fumbled in the first Chiefs playoff game. He had 1 turnover that game, and people still bring it up as him basically losing that game because it happened in the second quarter. CJ Stroud had 4 interceptions in the first quarter, and their fan base is like, I mean, it wasn't his fault. It would blame the O-line.
And the weather and all the things. Get out of here. Play smart football.
Other than that, it's just, but again, this is nothing against Jeffrey Champion. It's all weekend. Every comment was people saying this exact same thing. It's like, did you guys watch the game? Those are not good passes. They're not smart passes. They're not smart plays. They're not the smart thing to do when you're getting sacked. Like, none of those things are true, and everybody's trying to make the argument that they are. I don't understand it. Maybe I'm just so flabbergasted.
You're so flabbergasted.
When a fan base defends their team's quarterback instead of just absolutely smoke them. Like, and of course I'm talking about, that never happens with the Eagles. Jalen Hurts is never criticized by fans of the team. But on that note, Casino, anything else to add before we get out of here?
No, good.
Also, last thing I wanted to bring up, Jed York, owner of the 49ers, got busted for soliciting a prostitute. I don't know what it is about owners and soliciting prostitutes, but only 32 of them. If it happens more than once, it's weird. I feel like it's happened a couple times. Who is the other owner that did that?
I don't know, because nothing was ever proved.
Well, again, him, he just got slapped on the wrist and given like a $1,200 fine, and then it's water under the bridge. That's funny.
Nothing happened. He was pulling Deshaun, man.
Jeffrey Champion says, now you make a good point. I just feel like with a better offensive line, maybe you could do a little bit. Maybe
better offensive line. Patriots won the Super Bowl.
Well, but that's the thing is where I do agree with this. A better offensive line, maybe you could do a little bit more that he's shown. But we've seen quarterbacks behind bad offensive lines. Like, you give any quarterback a great offensive line, like, they're going to play better.
Dude, give Macaulay Culkin a good offensive line, and he'll crush it.
Yeah, but see the thing. Well, but the thing is, when you don't have where you have a bad offensive line, I just feel like you have to play smart football. Like, we haven't seen CJ Stroud really ever play smart football, that's the criticism. But what do I know? I'm just a schmuck on a podcast.
You are a schmuck.
There you go. Talking to my favorite other schmuck. That's Casino.
Hi.
I'm Will. This has been the Only Sports Podcast. We will be back on Wednesday to preview the Ravens and the Bengals as we inch slower and slower to NFL season. I'll tell you what, I was talking to my wife and she was
I'm
like,
so excited.
Are we going to the Eagles barn next weekend for the Eagles first game? And I was like, the Eagles first game isn't for 3 weeks. And she was like, I feel like you've been saying that for a month. And I was just like, yeah, it does feel like all of a sudden, like, I always think like, oh, the first weekend in September, NFL football starts. But no, it's the second weekend. So we're still 3 weeks away, Casino. It feels so far away. But yeah, I'm Will. That's Casino over there. Adios.